Yes, teacher.
Excellent. Hello, Noelia. How are you doing today?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm fine.
Do you remember in the last class we were studying or making like a review about object pronouns, right? So today we're going to start with a new topic. I don't know if you have ever studied this or do you know something about countable or uncountable nouns. Do you know something about that? So we're going to start with this countable and uncountable nouns. So let's start with these ones, right? You have this countable nouns. Countable nouns are four things we can count using numbers. They have a singular and a plural form. The singular form can use the determiner a or n if you want to ask about the quantity of a countable noun. You ask or you can use how many combined with the plural countable noun. So, which are the countable nouns, guys? The nouns that you can count using numbers. Los nombres contables son todos aquellos que podemos contar con números, ¿verdad? Ellos pueden ser singulares y también tienen su forma plural. Cuando utilizamos los countable nouns en su forma singular, podemos utilizar los indefinite articles, ¿verdad? A or and. Y igual, si ustedes van a hacer una pregunta sobre countable nouns, you can say, how many? Esa sería la pregunta que ustedes utilizarían. De hecho, luego vamos a revisar las estructuras de estas preguntas para cuando ustedes lo utilicen con countable nouns. Examples. She has 3 dogs. So you can count the dogs, right? 1, 2, 3. So dogs is a countable noun. You can add an s, you can have the plural form of that one. Also, in that case, you can use the indefinite article a because this is singular. But you can say, I own 3 houses or I own 10 houses, right? So this could be like the singular form, right? So how many friends do you have? If you notice here, you have the question. First, how many? And then you're going to have like the noun, right? In this case, in plural, right? Friends. Then you're going to have, in this case, the auxiliary verb do, right? Because this is simple present. Then you're going to have the subject and the verb, right? In the base form, right? And don't forget the question mark. So those are the countable nouns. What about the uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are for things that we cannot count with numbers. They may be the names for abstract ideas or qualities or for physical objects that are too small or too amorphous to be counted, like liquids, powers, gases, etc., right? Uncountable nouns are used with a singular verb. If you want to ask about the quantity of an uncountable noun, you need to use how much. So, you know, how many for countable nouns, how much uncountable nouns, right? Entonces, los nombres incontables, ¿verdad? Podemos decirlos así, son aquellas cosas que no podemos contar con números. Pueden ser ideas abstractas, cualidades, objetos que son muy pequeños como para contarlos, como lo es el grano del azúcar, ¿verdad? Entonces ya necesitamos otras medidas para contarlos, ¿verdad? O medidas de peso como una libra, una bolsa, un saco. Si hablamos de líquidos que tampoco se pueden contar, ¿verdad? Podemos utilizar litros, una botella, una taza, etcétera, ¿verdad? Entonces, esos son los uncountable nouns. Y siempre recuerden que como son incontables, vamos a utilizar el verbo en su forma singular, no plural, singular. Y si ustedes quieren preguntar sobre los uncountable nouns, you can use how much, right? How much. For example, tea, sugar, water, and air. Esos serían los nombres incontables. Por ejemplo, el té. ¿Cómo podemos contar el té? Una taza de té, una olla de té o un litro de té, por ejemplo, ¿verdad? Pero no podemos decir, deme dos té, un té, no, un té sí, pero estamos hablando de la taza en sí, ¿verdad? Igual con el azúcar, no puede ser, deme dos, tres azúcares, ¿no? ¿Verdad? Entonces, deme una libra de azúcar, deme una bolsa de azúcar, de esa forma podemos contarlo. Igual el aire, no podemos contarlo. Que no podemos decir dos, tres aires, ¿no? ¿Verdad? That is sign count. Okay, but we're going to continue practicing this, Miss Cory. Don't worry about that, right? So, let's continue. Here you have this. Countable nouns. They have a singular and plural form. For example, a tree, two trees. Can use a singular verb or a plural verb. The book is old. That is like the singular form. The books are old, right? So you can use also the plural form. And if you notice, the verb changes, right? You use there is for the singular form and are for the plural form, right? Also, you have the uncountable ones. Have only one form, no plural, right? Always use a singular verb. For example, you can say, we cannot count this butter. You can say butters, right? Or always use a singular verb. Sugar is sweet, right? You're gonna say sugar are sweet. Oh, no, right? You need to use like the verb in the singular form. Also, cannot use a and or a number before the end. For example, a rice, a bread, two rice, two bread, right? You cannot use that because you cannot count them, right? Um, Also, you have this. Uncountable nouns are often. Here you have more examples of uncountable nouns. Abstract ideas. Cannot touch. Love. Freedom. Education. Luck. Health. Beauty. Music. Thunder. Right? You cannot touch abstract ideas. Right? Also made of smaller parts like sugar, right? Rice, salt, sand, flour, dirt, right? Dust, traffic, grass, spaghetti, right? You cannot count that, right? Because that is made of smaller parts. Also, some food cut into small parts like bread. In Spanish, we can say, um, give me two breads, right? Deme 4 panes, 5 panes, but that is in Spanish. In English, you can use give me a slice or a piece of bread. So you cannot say give me a bread. That is not possible, right? Also liquids and gases like water, milk, wine, oil, coffee, rain and soup, earth, smoke, blood, juice, fog, right? You cannot count them. That is uncountable now, right? Also materials, wood, glass, paper, gold, silver, ice, iron, cotton, wool, steel, right? So you cannot count them, right? No puede, deme 2 hielos, 3 hielos. Maybe in Spanish, right? We say that, but in English we couldn't do that, right? And be careful. Uncountable in English. Furniture, advice, work, news, information, luggage, and money. Even money, right? We cannot count money. How much money do you have? That is correct, right? But again, how many money do you have? No, that is wrong, right? You can count the bills or the coins, right? But the dollars, we can say $1, $2, right? 1 cent, 25 cents, right? But you cannot count money in general. You can say how many money, right? No, that is not possible, right? So, examples. There is a letter on the table for you. You know, that is a singular. Uncountable nouns can be singular and plural. There are letters on the table for you, plural, right? There is no money in my bank. If you notice there, you're using the singular form because we're talking about money, and that is an uncountable noun, right? So there is no money in my bank account, right? There is a lot of money in my bank account. Again, right? You can use this phrase like a lot of money, but you're still using the verb in the singular form and money, that is an uncountable one. So you can use those things. Money can't buy love, right? That's another one. We like to experience happiness. Happiness, love, and money. Those are what? Uncountable nouns, right? I'm looking for work. It's another one uncountable, right? You can say I have 2 works. No, right? Maybe job. You can count job, but no work. I'm looking for a job, right? Or I have 2 jobs, right? For example. So, guys, I don't know if you have questions about this. Okay, there you have this. Countable and uncountable. We're going to review a little bit about those things, and also we're going to learn something new here. You have there a noun can be countable or uncountable. You know this, right? Countable nouns are things we can count. A countable noun can be singular, banana, or plural, bananas. For example, I eat a banana every day. Or you can say, I like bananas. We do not have enough cups, right? Uncountable ones. Uncountable nouns are things we cannot count. A uncountable noun has only one form, right? Rice. That is like the singular one. Examples. I eat rice every day. I like rice. We do not have enough water, right? So that is an uncountable No, right? We use how much and how many to ask about quantities, right? In this case, right, as I explained, Miss Cory, you're going to use how much for uncountable nouns and how many for countable nouns. So if you want to know about know the price, but about the in this case the quantity of something. For example, how many apples do you want? Imagine if you are in a store and you're buying fruit, right? You can say, hey, how many apples do you want? So, the structure, how many nouns, in this case, the nouns in plural, right? Because that is countable apples. You can say one apple, two, three, four apples, right? Um, Also, there you have the auxiliary, the subject, and the verb. So, how many apples do you want? Also, you have the uncountable. How much rice do you want? And for example, your mother can ask you, hey, how much rice do you want? You know that rice is an uncountable one. So there you have this structure. How much, because there's uncountable, the noun or the uncountable noun, the auxiliary, subject, in this case, the verb and the question mark, right? Don't forget that. Also, son and any. We use son with affirmative sentences with both countable and uncountable nouns. There are some potatoes. There is some water, right? So we're going to use some, right, with the affirmative sentences. Oraciones afirmativas, ya sea con nombres contables o con nombres incontables. Hay algunas papas. There are some potatoes. There is some water. Hay algo de agua. You can say that. We use some in questions when we ask for things and offer things. También podemos utilizar some con preguntas cuando estemos preguntando por cosas o ofreciendo cosas. Can I have some water? You're asking for water in that case. Can I have some water? Or would you like some chips? Right? You're offering things. For example, Miss Cody, would you like some chips? Would you like some potatoes, maybe, or some cookies? That would be. I am offering her things, right? Any. We use any with negative sentences with both countable and uncountable nouns. Examples. We haven't got any bananas. We have not got any bread, right? That's negative. Or we don't have any bananas. Or we don't have any, oh, in this case, yeah, we don't have any bread, right? So we can use any with negative sentences. Also, we use any with both countable and uncountable nouns, but in questions. So don't forget this. Any, we're going to use it with negative, right? My God. Negative and questions. Are there any tomatoes? Algunos tomates? Oh, is there any meat? Algo de carne? We can say that any, right? So, some, you're going to use it only with affirmative sentences. No va a utilizar any con afirmativo, ni some ¿verdad? Con negativas, ¿verdad? Sino que son afirmativas y también preguntas cuando usted está preguntando por algo o ofreciendo algo, ¿verdad? Y any ya es para negativas y para preguntas. Also this, you know this. Before singular pronouns that begin with consonant, right? A. She's a photographer, she's a teacher, it's a hat, right? Also, an before singular pronouns that begin with a vowel sound. She's a nurse, he's an engineer, it's an umbrella, right? So do not put an N before plural nouns. You know these guys. Esto fue de los primeros temas que estudiamos, ¿verdad? Indefinite articles. Instead, use plural countable nouns alone. I like bananas. Accidents can be prevented. Con nombres plurales, ustedes saben que no pueden utilizar los indefinite articles, ¿verdad? No a, no en, solamente el nombre en plural, así como este ejemplo. I like what? Bananas. You cannot say I like a bananas. That's impossible, right? But you know this already. Also, this one, a lot of. We use a lot of in affirmative, negative, and questions with both countable, right, and uncountable nouns. I eat a lot of fish. I drink a lot of milk. Entonces, a lot of lo vamos a utilizar con contables, incontables, se puede utilizar con oraciones afirmativas, oraciones negativas y también con interrogativas. Y pueden ser los nombres contables o incontables. Also much. We use much in negative sentences and questions with uncountable nouns. Questions, right? And negative ones. We never use much in affirmative sense. Keep in mind this, guys. Never use affirmative sentence with much. Example, I don't eat much salt. Do you eat much salt? Right? So a lot of can also be used in these cases. I don't eat a lot of salt. Or do you eat a lot of salt? Also, you can use this, right? But much, negativas, interrogativas, pero con nombres incontables. Nunca vamos a utilizar much con una oración afirmativa. Many. We use many in negative questions and countable nouns, right? With countable nouns. I don't eat many cakes. Or do you have many books? Right? So in this case, you're using that. A lot of can also be used in these cases, right? I don't eat a lot of cakes. Or do you have a lot of books? Maybe you can use that, right? If you talk about cakes, like the whole cake, right? But if you say, I want a piece of cake, that's different. One, two pieces, right? But if you talk about the whole cake, also you can say, give me a cake, right? So, a lot of much and many. Don't forget this rule, guys. So there you have the first exercise. It says, milk, is it countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable, right? So, uncountable. What about room? Room. Countable or uncountable?
Countable.
It is countable, right? Butter. Countable or uncountable? Butter. Do you know butter, right? Which could be?
No, teacher, what's the meaning of butter?
Mantequilla. Is it countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable, right? Okay. Song. No song like daughter and son, right? But that is song. Music, right? What do you think about song first? Is it countable? You can say I listen to many
Countable.
songs, right? That's countable. Uh-huh. Music. If you talk about music in general,
Uncountable.
yeah, that's uncountable, right? Minute. Did you say minutes? 60 minutes? Or no?
Countable.
That's countable. Tea. What about tea? Countable or uncountable? Tea.
Uncountable.
That's uncountable, right? Child. Child. You know child.
Countable.
You can say children, right? That's the plural form, countable, right? And the last one, key. You know, key. One key. In keys. Countable or uncountable? You know key, right? Llave? Mm-hmm.
Uncountable.
Yes, that is not uncountable, Mr. Mario. Because you have one key, two, three keys, right? So keys countable, Mister. So countable. Okay, excellent. Let's see this one. Write a correct word. A N R so you have this one, right? So, Rick, I have a good idea. Perfect. So, that's interesting job. That's interesting job. Some A or N. Which could be that one.
A.
And right? That's an interesting job. Remember that you're going to use an when the following words start, because it starts with vowel, right? And a when you have another word that starts with the consonant sound. Let's see three. They have found gold in that old mine. They have found gold. You know gold, right? In that old mine. Which one do you think that we need to use? A, N, or some? Do you think gold is that like countable or uncountable now? Which one do you think that we need to use there? Yes, guys.
Some.
Some, right? Yes, that's okay, Mister. Some. So they have found some gold in that old mine. Excellent. Number four. Do the Smiths have yellow band? A yellow and yellow or so, a yellow van, right? Look, he's having sandwiches. Do we need sandwiches? Uh-huh. Which
Some.
some, right? Some sandwiches. 6. He always likes a piece of chocolate. I'm talking
Some.
about some piece of pieces or a piece of chocolate. Yeah? A, right? He always likes a piece of chocolate, right? You can say son if you have pieces right there. I have some homework to do for tomorrow, right? Remember that homework, this is an uncountable one, right? So you can say homeworks. So I have some homework to do for tomorrow. There's, you can say A, nice girl in the red car, right? There's a nice girl in the red car. 9, would you like, right? In this case, you use milk, some, right? Some milk with your cookies. And the last one, how about grapes? So how about some grapes? Remember that we're going to use some when we ask or when we offer something, right? So how about some grapes, right? Okay, let's do this. Use how many or how much. Read the questions that you have there and choose the correct answer. How many or how much, right? So you have 3 minutes for you to work on them and then we're going to check them together, right? Remember, if you okay, let's check then. Mr. Ruben, which could be the first one? How many or how much?
How many stars are there in the sky?
Okay, how many stars are there in the sky, right? That would be complicated to count them, right? Nice. Miss Corina, number 2. How much or
How many
uh-huh. How
people
many? Yes.
how many people live on islands?
Okay, so how many, right? How many people live on islands, right? Good. Noelia, number 3. How many or how much?
How much?
How much? But here you have birds, right? So you can count it. You can say 1 bird, 2, 3 birds, right? So how many, right? How many birds are there, right? Okay, Mr. Mario Ramos, number 4. How much or how many?
How much, teacher?
Excellent. How
Teacher.
much? Right? Yes, that's good. How much water is in the ocean? Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Number 5, Mr. Mario Garcia. Money is in bank. How much? Right? Excellent. Because you're talking about money, right? How much money is.
Money.
Know how many? Because
Money is
uncountable.
money.
Yeah, remember that money is uncountable, right? So you can say how much, know how many, how much money is in a bank, right? Nice, thank you. Mr. Ruben again, countries are there in the world.
How many countries are there in the world?
Do you know how many countries are there in the world, Mr. Ruben? Don't know.
Not exactly, but maybe 150, no,
100?
195, almost.
Almost 195 countries. It could be, right? I will look for that information. That's interesting. Excellent, thank you. So, how many, right? Good. Miss Cody, bread is eaten per day. Bread.
How much bread is eaten per day?
Excellent, right? How much bread is eaten per day? Excellent. Bonds. Are there in the human body, Mr. Mario Garcia? Which should be that one? Bonds. How many or how much, Mr. Mario Garcia?
How many?
How many, right? Yes. How many bones are there in the human body? Do you know how many bones are there in the human body? I don't remember. Right? Okay, good. Mr. Mario Ramos, which could be the number 9. How many or how much?
How much sun is in the desert?
Aha, how
How much?
much? Your term was sand, right? You cannot count them. So, how much sand is in the deserts? Good. And the last one, Noelia. Information is on the internet. You know, that is like love, right? Abstract idea or things. Can you count information? No, right? So, which would be that one? How much or how many?
How much?
How much? Excellent. How much information is on the internet? Perfect. Very good. So, let's do the last exercise together. Use much or many. There is, you can say much or many milk left in the fridge. Which would be much or many?
Much?
Excellent. Much milk left in the fridge, right? 2. You shouldn't eat so sweet. Much or many? Sweets. You know sweets? Dulces, right? So you shouldn't eat
Much.
so much or many. You can not count candy, right? But sweets, yes, right? That's different. So you shouldn't eat so many sweets. And number 3, my friend doesn't eat fruit. What do you think about fruit? Is that general? That's different if it's like 1 banana, 2 bananas, 1 strawberry, 2 strawberries, but fruit in general. So my friend doesn't eat much, right? Much fruit in that case. Number 4, I don't have time to practice basketball. Much time or many time? What do you think about time? Do you think it is countable or uncountable one? I don't have much time or many time. Which could be that?
Many teacher?
Many time? What do you think about time? Yeah, in that case, in that case, when you talk about time, that's general how much time, right? Uh, Sometimes we make some mistakes, right? When we use time, right? We say, how many time do you have? But time, that's uncountable one. So how much time to practice basketball, right? I don't have much time. And the last one, guys, there aren't people in the shops today. You know that people, that's
Money.
money, right? That's countable now, right? So, I don't know, guys, if you have questions, comments, any idea about this. Try to practice this topic because on Friday you're going to have the second evaluation about model 4, sorry, and that will be about this topic, countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so practice, study, and if you have questions, you can ask me on WhatsApp or on Google Chat, and I will help you. Okay, so if you don't have questions or comments, see you next class, guys. Have a nice afternoon. Take care and bye bye.
Okay, teacher, bye. See you next class.
See you. Take care, Mr. Ruben. Bye bye.
No question, teacher. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Mr. Mario. Take care.
Bye, teacher.
Bye bye, Mr. Mario. See you.